Call Yahweh Bashem Yabashah Bashem Rukakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great mills, son of well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. I don't have any scriptures lined up, but I watched this video and it was kind of while I was on a ride, and it kind of stuck with me. And what you're seeing now, I think this will be the part 2 to the untitled video that we did about the electronic device that is going to go in your right hand or your forehead, only because they are definitely going to Slocky. Let me make sure this thing's the volume's up. Okay, yeah, this is what we're seeing here. Is get my train of thought together. What we're seeing here is more and more people starting to talk about this, but there is a little caveat here. You know, when somebody speaks about it from a worldly standpoint, and then when somebody speaks about it from a spiritual standpoint. So this will be allowed. This video that I'm screening here will be allowed to stand, but if somebody links this to the Bible and you know how it goes, then that's when it gets reported, right? Because, and you'll see why. You know, it's going to lead you from one snare to another, and that has been the legacy of our stay here in Babylon, when it came from Christianity to Islam to you know, one percenters and all this other stuff. You know, as long as you don't know the true names of the Heavenly Father, you can go into any different snare here in Babylon, as long as you stay away from, you know, your true heritage, waking up to who you are, understanding what the names are, Yahweh and or Wah, Yahweh Shai. Okay, and you start to move with fear of the Lord, and you start to change and align your life up and get under the proper vibration. Okay, you can do anything but that. So we'll let this play. It's 10 minutes. I may fast forward a little bit just to get to hit certain points. I don't want this to be very long, but just showing the climate, right? This thing is now mainstream. In times past, folks scoffed at this, but you see the writing is on the wall. So let's open up with the obvious. Okay, and I think at this point I gotta open up every video with this because, you know, as you can see, we are dangerously close. Okay, Revelation 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, that no man, okay, may buy or sell, save he that hath it, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And we'll get it in different iterations. We're going to get it in multiple iterations. I should have just hit the tool button. Okay. He requires everyone, small, great, rich, or poor, free, and slave, to be given a mark, right hand or the forehead. No one could buy or sell anything without that. Okay, which was either the name of the beast or the number representing his name. What other Bibles can we get? Okay. Forced. Alright. Now, this is something else that we're going to do here. Continue to go into it every time. Where is that? Karagma.
Strong's G 5480.
Strong's G 5480. Okay. Branded. Alright. Things carved, sculptured, graven work. Now, buying and selling, and also in the previous video, I don't want to exit out of the screen, but it's called No Title. They talk about the infrastructure that was set. You know, they want to make it as a thing of convenience, and they did the authentication portion. They were talking about certain protocols that they already had in place because you will not be able to do anything without being tracked. Okay, two-factor authentication there's a physical and a logical. Logical being like within the Internet of Things. So like you put in a password would be a logical authentication step, and then the physical is the the right hand of the forehead thing. Okay, that is the physical piece is in you. So, all right, so let's go. Right. Uh, for any reason, especially any type of dissenting opinion, or by whom you choose to worship, what side of you want to stand on, you can be debanked overnight. Complete and total control. All right. Is it Obadiah that we're looking for? Beautifully written. Beautifully written. Love that title. And for a second, they're going to be able to get pretty damn close to this. It's going, it, ooh, it's going to be rough, right? But those of us who know, right? You're going to have to lean and operate on faith, and we need to be prepared. Have it in your mind that whatever situation you're in could change at the drop of a hat. Okay, things could get pretty sticky pretty quickly. Um, you know, just prepare for loss. Okay, just have it in your mind that some level of loss is inevitable in this thing, right? But what you're going to gain if you believe, if you have the faith, it can't be compared. Okay, and that's what I think other camps and false prophets want to do, is because if they can shake your faith, if they can make you waver and believe that here and now is the end all be all, you will capitulate. So just continue to make sure you bear that in mind. All right, always, I'm not saying dwell on negativity. I'm just saying understand that the servant is not greater than his master. Yahushua did their hard lifting, which was being put on the cross. But there is some form of loss that we all need to be able to be okay with. So let me go ahead and read here about Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence I will bring thee down, saith the Lord. And there's another, I will be, I think that's in, he says he wants to be like, I will be like the Most High. I may, let me pull it up here. Because I can't remember if that's Isaiah or if it's in Jeremiah. It is. It's Isaiah 14 and 12. Because this is what they're aiming for, that complete and total control, right? Because the eyes of the Lord, the eyes of the Most High, are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Right? He sees all, knows all. Right? He has his angels reporting. And that's what this devil wants to do on his left-hand side. This technological slavery they have here, these are left-handed angels doing all the reporting, surveilling, monitoring, making sure you're following what they deem to be right. Okay, but we understand that their light is utter darkness. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, O son of the morning, right? Meaning light bearer, okay, meaning knowledge, which there is the left-hand side of knowledge. The wicked, okay, darkness. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds and will be like the Most High. Right, but we understand here, according to what is written, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell or to lower state. Okay, basically we are going to trade places. To the sides of the pit, right? Okay, and as you see, the Lord is showing you, as it is written, these things that are coming to pass, so you know that being brought down, okay, and the patience and the faith of the saints, all right, the things that we are waiting for will come to pass shortly as well. If the bad has happened, you better believe doggone well that the good is coming. Okay, a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord.
They turn off the switch.
And I need you to pay attention to the imagery. If you're not, if you are able to sit and watch this, it is very important that you look at the imagery that they use and the words that they choose to use. It is very important because everything has a meaning, especially when, you see videos such as these. Okay, you saw the dude. You can analyze every scene here. You saw the dude, they told you were not going to be able to eat. You had a guy walking in the grocery store with a mask on, fully obedient, fully capitulating.
Success. Well, you can't eat. You can't buy food.
You see?
The reality is, your personal information is out there, exposed and vulnerable. It's on you to protect yourself.
Okay, so this is just an ad for some whatever. So as you can see, there's always an angle.
Want to try Ozempic?
So this is to Zepatide. When this happens to you, Laura has you covered. They offer up to $5 million in identity.
Oh, this is still the thing. So you can see it's an app, a monitoring app, right? So you can keep your data and your money safe. Anyway, let's see. I think we're still. There we go.
They will commit a crime. It's like if you want to rob a bank nowadays, the best way to do so is to have a banking license that you can run the entire bank and or country with complete immunity. Or if you rob one person and steal 20 guns from them, you're going to jail. If you rob 2 million people of their homes and mortgages, right? You're not going to jail. 10 million bonus from the bank. And you're you're retiring in peace and quiet to the countryside.
Right. Everything is corrupted. It's all corrupted. Moth eaten. Maybe I can just do that. Trust in gold and silver. I gotta find. I can't remember it. Gold and silver. God. Moth eaten. Or so, I can't. It's something like that. Yeah. James 5 and 2, man. Call Allah Yahweh Bashmi outside. I could not get the verbiage down. James 5 and 2. All the more reason you lay your trust in things that can't be touched. Alright. Everything here is corrupted and can be taken from you. Alright, James 5 and 2. We'll start at the top. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten, not gold. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire for the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered unto the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. So we're going to get cankered. Katayo. To rust over, cover with rust. Meaning it's not covered or protected, it's out in the open.
So G 2728.
Katiao. What's the root? Down from throughout. Okay, well, that'll help. Poison of animals acid under their lips, calumniating and thereby injuring others. Oh. Huh. Ios. Get off. How about the Greek word ios primarily, or eos, poison or venom, right? But it can also refer to rust or corrosion. Also appears in the name of the Greek island. Okay, yeah, we don't need that, but you see, basically things of this world are subject to erode. Okay, how much more something that ain't real, that's digital, that can be taken and it's not. So that's why the scriptures tell you, lay up your treasure in heaven, right?
There are two ways to express power in this world. Voice and acid. One voice is representation. Sometimes even when it is, acid is a more powerful expression. And acid means get your money out of the system. Get yourself out of the system. And reduce your...
And there it is, from one snare to another. Okay? Your Bitcoin.
Exposure to the ridiculous system as much as you can. Bitcoinism means to switch from expressing truth through voice to exit. This is one of the things that competes with banks. And banks really need competition, right? They're way too comfortable with their power. And it's not just systems. That's also interest, election choices. Basically, never had a peaceful choice between Goldman Sachs and Red Goldman Sachs. You can choose the color, but Goldman Sachs is still going to be in charge. If you think your vote is going to make a difference, you're a fool.
Right. See, and they give you some truth, but you go from one snare to another. They dangle a little bit of honesty in front of you, thinking that, that would suffice, okay? But hey, that's why they say the day's got to be short. The scriptures say even the very elect could be deceived. And who's to say you may, if you can afford a little Bitcoin here and there, go ahead, man. You ain't wicked. Just know that that doesn't save you. Whether it's digital gold or physical gold, okay, it's not going to save you. And that is not a true detachment of the system, because all of these countries could render Bitcoin illegal, and you're gonna have to trade in your coin for an approved currency in order to do things, in order to do business, in order to operate in daily life. Or if he's going to cause of all, both small and great, reach, and poor, free and bond to receive something, right? They'll say, well, if you do this, you can keep, we're going to have to tax your coin, but you can keep 20% of what you have. And for somebody who trusts in this world and who has everything, all their stake in their riches, they're going to do whatever it takes to just fall in line and make sure they can keep a little bit of what they have. All right.
In a broader sense, we live in a world that is very fragmented, where many faces borders, very hard, strict lines of demarcation between countries and currencies. And you have these national currencies that are badly managed by governments and banks in countries where there is very little difference between a government, a bank, and an organized crime syndicate. All three are the same. The governments are organized crime syndicates. And so what happens when they have
Very true. You see, they dangle a little bit of truth, but you are led into another snare. The rest of this, they just kind of go into talking about, the Bitcoin or whatever. So that's all we needed from this here, just to show that even the average everyday person, whether they're leading you into a snare or whether you're sitting in a barbershop, everybody knows and understands what the MARK is and that it is coming soon. The only difference is those who were blessed with the Holy Spirit to have the understanding know that you are to refuse this at all costs. All right? Even unto death. Because accepting it meaning that you are accepting that that is your God and not, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, which pretty soon that name is going to get you in a lot of trouble here. I see it. I feel it. It's inevitable. Okay, so this is not to put fear. This is for encouragement and for, grounding, basically. Because you can get complacent. You can get into a swing of things with everyday life, and you kind of forget that this devil is the devil. And very soon things are going to change. They're going to be flipped on their head, and it's going to be very chaotic and a scary time. Okay, so if you believe yourself to be a man of the Lord, meditate on those things, but also meditate on victory. Meditate on how the Lord will bring you through. However he does it is how he does it. And it ain't for you to know until, the Lord says, hey, do this, do that, or whatever, or he comes to you via prophet, or one of his prophets, one of his men, where if you're thinking on a situation or you're worried about something, and they just happen to say something at random during a lesson or a street preaching, that's the Lord letting you know. All right. So, with that being said, I truly pray that you're edified. Okay, meditate on things to come. Meditate on victory, yet be sober. Okay, be sober-minded. This is not the time to be in a state of mirth, and in a state of gathering and heaping unto yourself these carnal things, because you're going to lose them. Shalom.